You guys have been asking for this kind of video for a long time. I've been wanting to do a video like this for a long time. Which microphones should you use? Let's get into it. So I think this will be the first of a series where we go over a whole bunch of different instruments and vocals and situations, and we talk about the differences in microphones in an effort to help you make better choices on the microphones that you're picking. Now first, I do want to clarify something, that music is subjective. So is engineering, so is producing, so is mixing. So there aren't actually right and wrong answers here. But what I want to do with this series and with this video is kind of let you guys hear the differences between different microphones on the exact same source, and then explain why I would choose one over the other in different situations. So today we're going over drum microphones, mostly overheads and room microphones, and there are definitely situations in which I would choose one over the other. And then in other situations, I would choose this one over this one. So let's jump right into it. So at Sweetwater in Studio A, when I was there for GearFest a month and a half ago, I had my friend Casey Cooper. Some of you guys may know him. I'll drop a link to his YouTube channel down below. Great drum-based YouTube channel. He came in and played drums for me so we could do this comparison. Now we have two pairs of microphones on overheads and two pairs of microphones on room mics. The first pair of overheads is a pair of Shep's small diaphragm condensers. These have quickly become maybe my very favorite small diaphragm condenser out there. They're not cheap, but they are stunning sounding on everything. I'll put a link to everything I'm about to talk about right down below the like button, so you can go check out prices and specs of anything that I talk about in this video, and I'll also put a link down below to download these drum files so you can really compare the differences yourself. The second pair of overheads is a pair of AEA Ribbons. Now there are very clear reasons why I would choose one over the other depending on the song and the genre, but we'll get to that. Now the pair of microphones on the rooms is a stereo ribbon from AEA and a pair of Mojave large diaphragm condensers. And again, we're going to talk about the differences, but I really want to let you guys hear this first. All of the condenser microphones are going through the brand new Rupert Neve design Newton channel strip, which I'm blown away by. I just did a video on it. I'll link it down below. And all of the ribbon microphones are going through AEA's own microphone preamps. Okay, let's start with overheads. We're going to play the first clip with the condensers and the second clip with the ribbons on overheads. Okay, let's do room microphones next. The first clip will be condensers on the room mics. The second clip will be ribbons on the room mics. Now, I would love for you guys to pause the video right now and drop a comment telling me which ones you would choose in which scenario and why. And the why is super important. Let's start with overheads and my perspective on it. Now, first I want to say that I think all of these microphones are incredible. And again, I'll put links down below if you want to go check any of them out. In my opinion, the Schoeps microphones on overheads are extremely clean. They're very natural sounding. They're wide open. They have plenty of top end. Like the frequency response is like perfectly flat from top to bottom. I adore these microphones. Well, I'm gonna have to get a pair for myself one day. But these would be my overheads of choice for anything modern. Any sort of hard rock, any sort of metal, any sort of modern pop, like the hi-fi pop, not like lo-fi pop, pop country, like anything like that that is like modern and open and extremely wide frequency response in the song, I would choose the Schoeps. Now, any sort of singer-songwriter thing, traditional country, any sort of like lo-fi stuff, a lot of indie rock, anything like that, lo-fi pop, I would really choose the Ribbons. I think they both sound incredible, and both, there's no like real right or wrong reason, but this is my thought process. If I had both of these pairs of microphones, this is when I would choose one or the other. And when I go do drum sessions, this is what we do. Based on the song and based on the genre and the vibe, we swap microphones out depending on the vibe that we're after for the song. Because if you can get it right at the source from the microphone, everything is easier and better. Now keep in mind, Ribbons have a figure 8 pattern. So the ceiling, if you have a low ceiling that is not treated, Ribbons for overheads are probably not a great idea because you're gonna be getting as much slap off of the ceiling into the microphone as you are the main source. And so this is kind of room dependent, which brings us into our room microphones. That was a great segue. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that segue? Now, I'm a huge fan of Ribbons on room microphones, and it's because of this figure 8 pattern. What figure 8 means is that the microphone picks up sound equally from the front as it does from behind. And so you can double the size of your room if you're using Ribbons on your drum kit. The room sounds way bigger because you're picking up sound towards the kit and away from it. Now, this is interesting because one, it's genre dependent. If you're doing a super tight Bruno Mars kind of drum sound, you don't want a big room sound. You want a small room sound. You want a small, tight drum kit. If you're doing some arena rock or some rock country or something like that, the bigger the better. But if your room isn't well treated, if your room sounds like crap, then you want to be careful using ribbon microphones because you're picking up way more of that room sound. So all of this is somewhat room dependent. Does your room sound great? And if so, awesome. If it doesn't sound great, you need to be careful with how far away the boundaries are when you're using Ribbons because of that figure 8 pattern. This is one of the reasons why I think it's so important to have a good collection, a selection of microphones to choose from, so that way you can choose what's right for the source. And the same is going to go for every instrument, even singers. I think everyone who does this seriously in a professional capacity should probably have at least 3 different vocal mics, something bright and sizzly and modern, something dark and natural sounding, and something in the middle. Again, I'll put links down below the like button to download these files so you can really play with them, because one of the interesting things about choosing microphones is how well they take EQ. The better a microphone, the more you can really crank on some EQ and it still sounds great. It's one of the downfalls to some, not all, more affordable microphones. Please download these files and play around with it, because it's incredible what you can do with these condensers and with these ribbons, and it still sounds great. And I'll put links down below to go check out prices and specs, or if you want to pick some of these microphones up, that would be incredible. If you do choose to pick one of these up or anything else, be sure to use the links in the description below. They go to Sweetwater sponsoring this video. And so anytime you guys need any piece of gear, jump on any one of my videos, click on any one of the links, and then once you're on the site, purchase anything you need, and it costs you nothing extra and really helps this channel out, and it helps me continue making content like this. I spent years not having hands-on, like a decade not having hands-on with microphones like this in my career. And so I love doing content like this because I want to help you guys choose. I was never around big pro studios. I didn't have the money to compare, and there was nowhere close that had these microphones where I could go hear them. I love doing content like this that can help some of you out that don't have the opportunity to get in big studios and use this gear. So when the time comes for you to make a big purchase, hopefully you can make a better decision, and Sweetwater really helps me do that. So thank you, Sweetwater, for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you didn't already comment which you would use these microphones in which scenario, drop me a comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.